starts, and Valenzuela, after that tough first inning, held the Royals to just one hit over 6 innings. Well, this week marked President Bill Clinton's 100th day in office, and if that wasn't enough, Twins manager Tom Kelly has had to survive his team's pitching the last 4 games against the Tigers. The Twins have given up nearly 12 runs per 9 innings against Detroit, including 11 home runs, and against the rest of the league, it hasn't been quite that bad, but reason enough for an 8-game losing streak heading into Saturday afternoon's game. In the 4th inning, the Tigers already up 1-0. Scott Livingstone with 2 men on, rips it back, and there's Kevin Tapani to grab it and make the catch. He worked into the 7th, allowed just 2 runs. Top of the 5th, tied at 1. Twins with 2 on. Shane Mack toward left in the corner. It's a 2-run double. Jorgensen and Rebele are in. 3-1 Twins. Now, Cecil Fielder hasn't homered in 18 games. He hits this one up there. It's out there, but it is a foul ball there. Still no home run. A couple of pitches later, Cecil, though, wisely, if he doesn't have the long ball working, he'll work the base hit. Maybe not. Jeff Rebele makes sure. Cecil doesn't run real fast, and he got him. More Twin defense. Rob Deere popping it towards shallow. Kirby Puckett on the run and makes the catch as the Twins end that slide, that losing streak of 8 games. Rick Aguilera saving his 6th game out of 6 tries. Kirk Gibson tripled in a run for Detroit, so he extends his hitting streak to 12 games. The Angels and the Red Sox at Fenway at Roger Clemens against leadoff batter Luis Polonia. And Polonia doubling toward the corner in left. He eventually scored on a J.T. Snow fly ball. 2nd inning here. Damian Easley can't touch that. And Torey Lovullo, that's strike 3. Clemens with a 3-1 lead in the 3rd. Here's Polonia back up there. A 274 hitter lifetime against the Rocket. Another base hit. Almost trips over first in all the excitement. Round 2nd. He's actually going to take it for 3. And he's in there. So 2 for 2 against Clemens, who is nailing everybody else. With 2 out, Polonia still on 3rd. Snow with a chopper. Clemens to Carlos Quintana, and he gets out of the inning. 5th inning, 2-out runner at 2nd. Polonia, again, another base hit. Valentin flags it down, but Polonia runs well. His 3rd hits, he's 3 for 3. Chad Curtis goes down. Clemens gets out of the inning. In the 8th, Polonia with a leadoff walk. Chad Curtis doesn't do anything with it. He's out of there. And then J.T. Snow swings and doesn't get it. Chili Davis, you're out of there too. Clemens strikes out the side in the 8th. 11 strikeouts in the game as the Red Sox go on to win it. 86 of his 133 pitches were strikes. The Angels have lost 3 of 4 and have dropped 2 straight for the first time this season. Now, Clemens, whose fastball was clocked around 93 miles per hour, recorded his 52nd game with 10 or more strikeouts. And these are the best and worst active career batting average against Rocket. No surprise that sluggers miss him more than they hit him. And those who deserve a wow, Ken Griffey, Alan Trammell, and Lou Whitaker hitting well against one of the best. At Comiskey, the Blue Jays and the White Sox. And Wilson Alvarez getting excellent defensive support. Pat Fortis, look at Joey Cora. That's why he's starting. Guns him down, scoreless through 4. Jack Morris having an awful year. Control problems. Walking. Dan Pasqua, a single and a walk, loaded the bases after this. And then Joey Cora up there. Is this going to be fair or foul? Well, let's watch. We can clearly see that it hits the chalk. And Karkovice is in. 2-0 White Sox. Still in the 5th. Lance Johnson to Alomar, and the throw gets away, and it's 3-0 Chicago. Another run is in. They make it 5-1 in the 6th. Ron Karkovice toward right. In the wind, in the night, Darren Jackson can't stay with it. The runners advance, and then Jack Morris, who did not have the control, lets that get loose. Mike Huff is in. Tim Raines and Bo Jackson see the Sox win again. They are red hot, 6 in a row. Joey Cora, 2 hits, drove in 3. Joe Carter did homer for the losing Jays. Jack Morris went 5, gave up 8 earned runs. Frank Thomas cooled tonight, going 0 for 3, but Frank Thomas has had a lot to do with the White Sox winning streak. He's on a streak of his own after hitting just 200 in his first 60 at-bats. Look what he's done in his last 21, hitting over 400 with 3 homers and 15 runs batted in. And if he keeps this up, he won't be left off this year's All-Star team. And coming up here on Baseball Tonight, Peter Gammons reveals a rising bird in Baltimore and the secret of success for Twins pitcher Jim Deshaies. Plus, we'll have highlights, the Cards and the Braves. Atlanta, not only problems with their hitting, some pitching shaky today, and the return of Marge in Cincinnati. Stay with us. I know you will. It went on a little bit early because the hockey game went into overtime. We showed you moments ago the Astros and the Giants wanted to stay on top in the National League West. The Braves were glad to see the month of May after another losing April. The last time they had a winning April was 1983. They snapped their 5-game losing streak last night, and this afternoon faced Joe McGrain and the Cardinals. John Smoltz starting for the Braves at Fulton County Stadium, and at least early on pitched well. In the fourth, though, this gopher ball, not what he had planned. Jeffries with a homer off the foul pole. A solo shot, his 5th of the year, and that's, worth another look, right, Joe? 2 hits for Jeffries today. In the 6th, bases loaded, Todd Zeal. He was at a 2-for-20 slump, but the double down the line makes it 4-1 Cardinals. In the 7th, the Cardinals load the bases again for Mark Whitten, a valuable pickup late in spring training for this team as he drops that in, and all 3 runs score. The Cards build a 7-1 lead. The Braves using 4 different pitchers. The Cardinals got a good game again from Joe McGrain. Otis Nixon on the easy put out at one point. McGrain retiring 13 in a row. He went 7, allowed just 4 hits, and struck out 4 as the Cardinals win big. Les Lancaster got the final 6 outs, allowing the Braves just 1 hit. Tom Pagnozzi added a homer in the 9th, one of his 3 hits in the game. At Riverfront, the Cubs and the Reds. Ryne Sandberg looking for his first hit of the season. He walked a couple of times his first game back, and there it is off Jose Rio. Marge Schott back. Now, this is the seat that Schott cannot sit in because she's the owner and is still being punished, but this was the day she could return to a seat in a different section, actually just one section over behind the dugout. Not really punishing there is Marge Schott, but she enjoyed what she saw. The Reds in the 3rd inning, Bip Roberts at 3rd, Barry Larkin singling, and it's 2-1 Cincinnati. Next batter after Larkin stole 2nd, Kevin Mitchell down the line, and that'll score Larkin. Kevin hustles towards 2nd and makes it safely. The Reds sending 12 batters to the plate in the inning, including Larkin a 2nd time, his 2nd RBI in the inning as Roberts is in, and Marge Schott cheered and blew kisses as she enjoyed the game. It was saying, "I love you, Jose Rio." Try to control yourself, Marge. Rio, his career record 8-1 against the Cubs. Dan Wilson went 3 for 3 in his 2nd start at catcher for Cincinnati. That's Dan Wilson. Bip Roberts and Barry Larkin also had 3 hits each in the game. In San Diego, Mets and Padres, bottom of the 1st, 1-0. Gary Sheffield lines to left. Coleman has some trouble. It's ruled as a 2-base hit. Next batter, Fred McGriff to Tony Fernandez. And no play made. Gwynn scores to tie it at 1. And then in the 3rd with 2 out, Tony Fernandez, who once played for this Padre team, with a solo home run, his first of the year. It gave the Mets a 2-1 lead. They're in the 4th inning, and it is still 2-1. Fred McGriff singled in Gwynn, as we mentioned in the 1st. Eddie Murray, a sacrifice fly, as the Mets are leading Pete Shurick against Kerry Taylor in that one. We'll update this game throughout Baseball Tonight. In Miami, the Rockies and the Marlins. Charlie Huff, the knuckler, and Joe Girardi slaps it toward right, and that just falls fair. Galarraga and Bichette score 3-0 Rockies. In the 5th, David Need with 2 men on. Walks Dave Magadan to load the bases. Don Baylor worried about his rookie pitcher, his ace of the staff, if you will. Then Jeff Conine. It's up, out, and gone. First career grand slam into the Bermuda Triangle. Marlins led 6-3. Need out of there. Jeff Parrott the 7th. Magadan, a little looper to left here. Freddie Benavides, the former Cincinnati Red, over the shoulder. Nice grab. Game tied at 6 in the 12th inning, and that's where they are in the bottom half. Girardi with a 2-run double, as Andres Galarraga, we understand, has driven in a run in that game, continuing his hot pace. And you can see the Rockies and the Marlins on ESPN's Sunday night expansion extravaganza. Galarraga hitting over 400 and on an RBI tear worth watching. Hope you'll be with us every Sunday night for ESPN's Game of the Week. Coming up on Baseball Tonight, the Mariners and the Yankees. We'll show you big unit, almost taking Jim Leyritz's unit off his shoulders. Don't go away. Ball tonight at Yankee Stadium this afternoon. The Mariners kept Ken Griffey out of the lineup for precautionary purposes. New York pitched Mike Witt cautiously. Griff has a slight sprained wrist, and they hope that it is not serious. The 32-year-old Witt was looking for his first win in 3 seasons. Last Sunday, he made his first start, and Randy Johnson making another start and another wild start. That one behind Jim Leyritz. Johnson went through the entire batting order in the 3rd. He walks Leyritz and then walks Bernie Williams. In the 3rd, Randy giving up 4 hits. This one, Randy Velarde really hurt. Scored Gallego. 1-0 Yanks. Next batter, Mattingly towards center. Here comes Spike Owen. Tarnable later with a sacrifice fly, batted 3-0 New York. In the 4th, Randy hits Spike Gallego. All the walking going on. Showalter figures he'll take a walk himself as Lou watches things get out of control. Randy Johnson, 6+ innings, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts as the Yankees win it. Don Mattingly did have 3 hits. Mariner pitchers walked 5, so their total for 23 games this season, they've walked 96. They're like Regis Philbin. They're out of control. In Arlington, Texas, the Brewers and the Rangers turned back the clock day. A little bit unusual because if you really were going to turn it back, you would go back to the Senators and the Pilots. Greg Vaughn turned back this Ricky bonus pitch, a solo homer in the 4th, tying it at 1. The Brewers take a 3-2 lead in the 9th. Doug Strange toward left center. Then Doug DeCenzo scores to tie the game at 3-all. They went extra innings, and in the 12th, Tom Brunansky batting below 200. Another slow start for him for the 2nd straight year, but pushes this way out off Doug Henry. A game-winning home run as Milwaukee takes it over Texas again, 4-3. An Australian, Graham Lloyd winning his 2nd game without a loss. Greg Vaughn homering and singling to drive in 2. Jose Canseco 3 for 4. David Hull set a Texas club record with 4 stolen bases in the game. And updating, the Rangers say that Nolan Ryan could be back in the rotation by next weekend when they play Kansas City. The A's and the Indians going at it in Cleveland, and Storm Davis still looking for his first win of the year in the bottom of the 1st inning. 2 out, Albert Bell and Dave Henderson can't get to it. Carlos Baerga is in. Davis left with a stiff shoulder, and Jose Mesa was making Oakland batters stiff, getting McGuire. Mesa 5 strikeouts, didn't allow any runs, and Dave Henderson skies one. As everybody is thinking about catching it, Jeff Treadway flies into the picture and makes the catch to end the inning. In the 9th, the A's threatening, bases loaded, 2 out. It's still 1-0, and Eric Plunk gets Dave Henderson, who had one of those days you'd like to forget. The Indians snap a 4-game losing skid. Bell has driven in the Indians' last 4 runs, spanning 33 innings. Ricky Henderson in the game became Oakland's all-time hit leader with 1,356. The A's could have used a home run in the shutout loss to Cleveland. Let's take a look at Saturday's home run board. And Tom Brunansky, as we mentioned, struggling. And we'll look at the National League first, and then we'll show you Brunansky, who is batting 125. Actually, we'll show you the American League first, as Brunansky's home run won it for the Brewers.